Welcome to the Embassy of Mike Graham. I'm Mike Graham, and this is my heaven and hell for this week. Blade Runners. You used to think that that was part of a movie, didn't you? Well, now the Blade Runners means something completely different. These are the guys that are going around vandalising and destroying cameras put up by Transport for London all around the ultra-low emission zone expansion zone here in the southeast of England. The expansion zone actually goes quite far outside of London. Sadiq Khan's office is being driven mad by these characters because, of course, they see them as a criminal gang, damaging public property and costing the taxpayer loads and loads of money. And of course, we couldn't condone the behaviour of such a criminal gang. However, you can understand, with so many people in opposition to these ULEZ fines, that there is bound to be a backswell and a surge of activity. What these guys are doing is essentially non-violent protest. And so while Sadiq Khan is very critical and the police are now investigating these people, it's almost 300 offences now, apparently, that have been committed. So many cameras have been disabled, some have been destroyed altogether, and the fight is going to continue for a very, very long time. But the point is, plenty of people condone what Just Stop Oil do, and they break the law. And so some people are in support of what the Blade Runners do. And they've said, exclusively to TalkTV, that they're not going to stop until the cameras stop. It must be hell for Sadiq Khan. HS boo-hoo. Does anybody know what HS2 is now? Is it a train? Is it not a train? Is it a track? Is it a tunnel? Where does it go? Where does it stop? Is it fast? Is it slow? I don't think anyone really knows. We think we know it's not going anywhere near Manchester. It's certainly not being built from Birmingham to Leeds, but apparently it will be being used between Birmingham and London, which is the only bit they've actually done. They've dug a big tunnel, effectively, which goes for about 95% of the way, so it's going to be a bit dark in there, and it's not going to go very quick. So it's not really called HS2 anymore. They might as well just call it low-speed trains, just like all the other trains we've got in this country. The Northerners are not happy, though, because they want more trains rather than fewer. We're not giving them any more trains. Nobody really thinks that this is the best of all worlds. In fact, it's the worst of all worlds. They should never have started it, but now that they have, they've decided that they're only going to do half instead of the whole job. So I'm afraid the whole railway network now in this country is hell. Migration nation. Once again, migration is right at the centre of all political conversations this week. Rishi Sunak's gone off for a meeting over in Spain to try and get some kind of pan-European agreement with the Italians and the French and the Germans and the Spanish, because everybody doesn't know what to do about the migrants. Suella Braverman at Tory Party conference this week described it as a hurricane coming, not so much a winds of change, but a bleeding great storm which is going to sweep all away before it. What we do know is that there's still thousands and thousands of people coming here illegally, but there's over 1 million people coming legally. Something's going to have to be done. And if Rishi Sunak could actually stop the boats, do you know what? That would be heaven. Beast of the White House, Part 2. Do you remember last week I told you all about Commander? That was the German Shepherd, the Alsatian, owned by Joe Biden, which kept biting Secret Service agents. Well, they finally found an answer as to how to stop that from happening. They've removed Commander, which is his name, out of the White House. I'm not sure where he's gone, but he's gone off to bite some other people, I suppose, in some other part of the country, which is slightly less sensitive when it comes to national security. But I think they've missed a trick here, because what they should have done is left the dog behind and taken Joe Biden out of it, so that way he couldn't do any more damage. He couldn't fall down any more stairs, he couldn't trip over, and he couldn't just say, doesn't matter what you call it, every time anybody asks him what something is called. So, I wish you all the best, Commander. Please try not to bite anybody this weekend, if you can help it. The beast of the White House is no more. And that, of course, for Biden and his load of Secret Service agents, is heaven. Foreign invasion. There's an invasion going on. People keep talking about it. People are horrified. People want it to stop. France is invading England. And you know that that is never a good thing. But this time, we're not talking about people coming on dinghies. We're talking about bedbugs. Yes, that's right. The French have decided to give us one of their most treasured exports. It's not caviar, and it's not champagne, and it is not snails. It is in fact bed bugs. And apparently they're coming here on the Eurostar. That's right. They've suddenly found their way somehow onto the train. They're coming under the Channel Tunnel and they're coming straight up into Kent and from thence onwards to London. Now, the last time I saw a bedbug explosion, it was in New York City, and they had to fumigate every single hotel to get rid of these things, because once they're here, you can never get rid of them. It's an absolute nightmare. It's hell. That was this week's Heaven and Hell. Don't forget to join the Embassy of Mike Graham. You can like it, share it, and subscribe. We'll see you next time.